Okay, these are the notes for solving equations with distributive property in context. So what that means is we have to use the distributive property with respect to word problems. We're going to have a lot of word problems in this lesson. So these notes are based off of your guided practice in your lesson. These are the exact problems. So you do not need to rewrite the problems down like I did, but you do need a sheet of paper, a pencil, something to write with, and a calculator. I'm just using my phone for simple adding and subtracting, multiplying and dividing. So the first problem you're going to come across, Anna is organizing 40 sheets of red and blue scrapbook paper. She places 15 blue sheets in each of the two folders. Then she places the red sheets equally between the two folders. So 3 of these equations can be used to solve for n, the number of red sheets. Which equation cannot? So I know you have answer choices, but we're going to work through this first. We're going to set up equation. Okay, that's going to be one of the answer choices. So y'all actually do really well in writing equations. So that's all we have to do here, but one thing we have to keep in mind is we have to have parentheses available for distributing. Okay, I know my total is this 40 sheets, so that's going to be my right, equals 40. Let's talk about outside the parentheses. This is normally where we're going to put our rate of change of number. I know they're separated into 2 folders, so that's our leading coefficient outside the parentheses. Inside, I know the variable n represents our red sheets. Our blue sheets is actually given in the problem, 15 blue sheets. So that's our first equation. That's going to be one of our correct answers. So I'm going to go ahead, highlight this. That equation is not going to be the answer we choose for this problem. Okay, to get the 2 other equations, I need to work this out. Simplify it as much as possible. So from the last unit, we know to distribute this 2 times everything inside the parentheses. So that leaves me with 2n, 2 times n is 2n, plus 2 times 15 gets me 30. And then drop down, this equals 40. I'm going to go ahead and separate my equal sign line. Okay, this should be another answer choice. Okay, let's keep solving. Now we're going to just solve for n. So I need to get rid of this plus 30. What's the opposite of plus? It's minus. What do I do to one side? I do to the other side. All right, that cancels out here. I'm going to drop down 2n equals 40 minus 30. Using calculator gives me 10. That's not one of the answer choice in the problem, so I'm going to keep solving. How do I get rid of this 2? It's 2 times n, opposite of multiply. It's divide. What do I do to one side? I do to the other side. I'm left with n equals, what's half of 10? 5. So these are the 3 correct ways she can use. What Whichever answer choice is not one of these three, that's the answer you're going to choose. The second problem in the guided learning. Claude spends $315 to rent a car. That right there, I know is my total. The car he rents costs $45 per day. So that's my rate of change. He has a coupon for 2 free days. So I'm going to need that information inside my parentheses somewhere. Complete the equation below to find the number of days Claude rents the car. D represents number of days. So this problem, you're given blanks. You click the arrows, you have certain numbers or variable D to use to fill in. In this problem, I know, I'm just going to fill it in as we go. I'm not going to solve anything. We're just setting up the problem. I know 315 represents my total. That goes on the right. The car he wants to rent costs $45 per day. Normally, we stick that in front of the variable. Here, it's in front of whatever we need to distribute. He has a coupon for 2 free days. So this $45 represents how many days he has to pay. But since he's given 2 free days, we need to subtract D minus 2 days for a total of 315. So this is the information you need to put in the drop-down menu. Our third problem. Isabel joins a service to download movies. She pays $2 per movie, so there's a rate of change, but she gets the first 5 movies for free. How many movies, M, can she download for $50? So this problem is asking which equation does not give the correct value, just like the first problem. So what we're going to do is set up the equation. I know I'm going to have equals, my total is $50. So what goes in front of the parentheses? What's the rate of change? $2 per movie. So considering she gets the first 5 movies free, we need to set up the difference. However, total movies M minus 5 free movies. So this should be one of the answer choices. This is a correct setup, so I'm not going to choose it. And again, to figure out which one I do choose, I'm just going to work it out by distributing. So show your arrows, multiplying 2 times M just gives us 2M. 2 times negative 5. 2 times negative 5 is minus 10. So I'm going to put minus 10. Drop down what I haven't worked with. Okay, this is going to be another answer choice. It is a correct equation, so it's not the answer we choose. And now we're going to keep solving. So get rid of the 10 first. Add 10 to both sides. I'm left with 2M equals 50 plus 10, gives me 60. Get rid of the 2, it's 2 times M. So doing the opposite, I divide both sides by 2. And I'm left with M equals 30. And that's another correct way. So choose the answer that does not include one of these 3 equations. That's number 3. The last problem in the guided practice asks, a bike rental costs $8 per hour. So there's my rate of change. Desiree has a coupon for 2 free hours. There's the information inside the parentheses. To find out how many hours she can rent with $40, our total, Desiree sets up the equation. So it gives you the equation 8 times x minus 2, there's our 2 free hours, equals 40. So this problem wants you to drag the 3 equations to show a way to solve for x. Luckily, they give us the equation already. 8 times x minus 2 equals 40. We're going to work this through as we solve for x in order to find out what equations go into the 3 drag boxes. So first step, distribute. 8 times x gives me 8x. 8 times negative 2. 8 times negative 2. So I'm going to do minus 16 equals 40. Keep solving. Add 16 to both sides to get rid of this minus 16. Drop down 8x equals 40 plus 16. 56. 8 times x, so the opposite is divide everything by 8. We're left with x equals, what's 56 divided by 8? 7. So you should see these 3 equations given to you. Those are the equations you need to drag into the boxes below. Doesn't matter what order. X equals 7, 8x equals 56, and 8x minus 16 equals 40. Should go into the yes boxes. All right. Again, this is in your guided practice, the same problems, so you can use these notes as you go through it. Go ahead, get started if you haven't already. Email me if you're having any troubles with distributing.